baseball fanatics know this, but for those who aren't nutty as me, there is a statistic, did you know, that we keep an eye on. It is called WAR, or wins above replacement. Now, Major League Baseball defines it as a measure of a player's value, showing how many more wins he's worth than a replacement-level player at the exact same position. Now, last year, the Yankees' Aaron Judge was Major League Baseball's WAR leader. Would you look at that? Right behind him, Bobby Witt Jr., the stud shortstop. Shohei Ohtani, you know the name. 10 wins for Aaron Judge above replacement level last year as he won the MVP. So you're probably wondering why I am talking about WAR and telling you about all this. It's a politics show after all. Look who's here. The man behind the numbers, Scott Tranter, data science director at DDHQ. Brad Howard is a Democratic strategist. All right, here's why we're talking about it, because Brad sends me a post, a few weeks ago, saying, did you know that there is political war? Let me show it to you. So this was put together by the folks over at Split Ticket, and they looked at the last election. And basically what it shows are the top politicians who did better than the average. And would you look at this? Democrat, with the highest at 8.5, the Congresswoman Kristen McDonald-Rivet from Michigan. I had no clue there was such a thing, Brad.
Yeah, I think this is a fairly new thing they've taken to politics here recently. And so I think what we're looking at this is, for instance, as the Democratic Party moves forward and wants to know where it should go, who it should listen to, and which voices to elevate, let's look at the ones that are performing better than expected.
Okay, so we're going to get there in a second. This is legit, though.
Yeah,
I ran this by Tranter. I'm like, is this legit? You're like, yeah, this is the real stuff.
Yeah, the Split Ticket guys know what they're doing. This is a very smart way to quantify quality of candidate, which is what we argue about all the time. They're putting some numbers to it, and the numbers back it up, because we look at how these candidates perform against their district, and they tend to overperform.
And what's unique about this?
Yeah, what do you see here?
Yeah, what's unique is they're trying to take out as many differentiating factors as possible. They're trying to tailor it to that district, the dynamics of that race, and then testing how the candidate should perform compared to a generic Democrat.
All right, so let's go to the next slide here, because there's a story that it tells, which is the moderate Democrats had the highest WAR. Okay, these are Brad Howard's folks, the Blue Dogs, okay, which are basically the moderates. And you can see they overperformed, for example, the progressives or the Justice Democrats. And you think there's a lesson to learn here?
Yeah, I mean, just like in baseball, if you're looking to see who's your most valuable players, who's the most valuable players in the party, you're seeing the Blue Dogs consistently outperform the expectations of their district.
And for the folks at home, I guess the lesson there would be stop listening to the far end of the party?
Yeah, because not only are they not doing as they should, they're doing much worse than they should, almost to the tune of 5.5 points. I mean, that's a pretty big differential when you're talking races that live on the margins.
Take it back to the previous slide if we can, because I mentioned, Tranter, that it was Democrat all over performing, right? No Republicans there in the top 5. Does that show the strength of Donald Trump? It kind of does, right?
It does.
That Republicans rode his coattails.
Rode his coattails, and look, he won the popular vote by about 1.5 points. That was, when we were discussing this a year ago, if you told me he was going to win the popular vote, I would have bet against you.
Right.
He did. Just shows you how strong of a candidate he is. And again, his coattails allowed the Republicans to keep the House there.
And how strong our candidates are. I mean, keep in mind, Henry Cuellar got an FBI investigation hanging around his neck.
Yes.
And he still did better than any other Democrat in the country.
Yeah.
That's how hard that guy works. Ruben Gallego shocked the country there because he's running a different kind of party. And so, for instance, if you're looking at the voices that it can win in tough Trump seats, these are the 3 and 4 you're listening to.
Are you wearing the orange for my Orioles?
I'm sorry, I'm a Nats fan.
You're a Nats fan?
Nats
Gunnar Henderson, 4th. My guy Gunnar, the shortstop for the O's in WAR last year. Scott Tranter, man behind the numbers. Thank you, sir. Brad, catch you later in the show.
Yep.
Appreciate it. Wild, right? You think about baseball and all the metrics, WAR, there's political WAR as well.